All right, guys, welcome back to Big Rig Fix, guys. We're going to show you how to test a relay. One cool thing right there with just the test light and jumper wires. So what you're going to need is, I'm going to get needle nose, what you have in your garage. You can pull the relay out, a test light, and some jumper wires. You might need some screwdrivers, some socket sets. I'll put a link in the description, guys. All this will be in the link in the description. It helps the channel, so thanks. Here we go, guys. Here's the relay, guys. This is what they look like inside. Just wanted to show you. All right, guys, I just wanted to show you how a relay works, and this is the particular one we're going to be pulling. It's a 4-prong, and every relay is going to have the rating, how many amps they're going to open or closed. So in your particular car, and there's what it is. It just controls. I usually controls higher amperage, so you send a signal to control another circuit. So on this particular one, we're going to look at the coil. We're going to, let's say the coil on this diagram is 1 and 2, right? And they're going to be always marked on the bottom. Usually they're marked on the bottom. And that you could see, this is the coil right here. This coil right here. And when you send the power to this coil, the signal to turn on the relay, it sends power to this coil and it energizes it and turns it into a magnet and pulls this. You can see that little switch down right there. Pulls that switch down, right? When you pull that switch down, and there's a switch right there is 3 and 5, and it sends the power to whatever circuit you're requesting to send to. So we're going to be testing the coil, and then we're going to test the switch. All right, guys. So that's how you read the diagram on these 1s and 2s, and then sometimes you run into these ones, and you'll see the coil on this one. It's 85 and 86. Usually it's 85 and 86 right here. They have different numbers, 85 and 86. And then the switch is 30 and 87, right? But on this one it's a 5-prong, so it just adds another number, which is 87A. So don't get confused by that. It just has on the top, when the switch is on top of it, it just adds that connection, adds another switch to it. So it's basically a 2-switch. So on the top, when it's open, it has a connection. You can use that for something. So don't get confused by that. So there you go, guys. I'm going to show you how to test this relay. I'm just showing you how the diagram works. Hopefully that helped out. Hopefully I didn't get talking too long. So let's get back to the video. We got a 2008 Ford Escape, and we're gonna take the relay. We're gonna say that we have a starting problem, right? So we're gonna take the starter relay out, which is this right here. Take it out. It's a 4-prong relay. So we got that out. Put this back over here. All right, guys. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the test light and we're gonna test this relay. So as you can see on this relay, you've got a coil is 1 and 2. So this coil right here, when you connect 1 and 2, it sends power and it grounds out, and this coil creates a magnet and it pulls this switch down. You can see in there. I'll show you a video on it right now, right? So we want to connect the switch, this switch right here, not this switch, this coil. We want to connect this coil, energize this coil to pull down the switch. So we can do this with jumper wires on the battery. So you're using the source where you got the relay from. Just keep it right there. We're going to take, you want to find number 2 and 1. It's marked on the bottom. The coil 2 and 1. You can see right there open, that's your switch, is 5 and 3. So 1 and 2 is this coil right here, guys. We're going to energize this coil. So we're going to take it. Just make sure when you do this, guys, you don't want to touch it. You should be very careful. Make sure you have ends that are not touching. I have a really good jumper wire set in my description below. I couldn't find mine. I have the exact same one, but I was trying to do this video and I could not find it. I don't know where I set it. So it is what it is, right? So now we got both ends on here, and this is a good way to see if you can hear it click. You should be able to hear it click. So now We're going to connect. So now we got 1 and 2 connected. So we're going to set 1 to the negative. Right, Jacob? We're going to let's go positive, and then we're going to go negative. Get closer. Right there. You're going to hear it, guys. Hear it click? That's that switch right here we're telling about. That little switch right there on the side, right? That switch. So now we're not gonna connect the switch now. We're gonna take this off until we set up the other connections with the test light. So we're gonna set this aside. That's this the coil side. There's power here, so be careful. Or you can disconnect your power, and then wait till you set up the other ones, and then set that back up. All right, now I'm gonna take you're gonna have to have at least 4 jumper wires for this, guys. So now we have our test light here. We're gonna connect our test light, the whip of the test light, onto the ground. You wanna make sure you have a good connection, right? To make sure you have a good connection, there you go, test it, make sure it's working. Now we're gonna take another jumper wire. We're gonna do the green side, because that's, take this connection, we want this one over here because we want to make sure, just be careful you're not touching things, just be careful, be aware of your surroundings at your own risk. Just be careful if you need to set this in your hand, or just set it, not touching any metal. So now we're going to touch this onto, now we're going to touch this onto the switch side, which is 1 and 3, get it closer, Jacob, 3 and 5, 3 and 5. All right, so now we're going to go on the inside one, which is 3. Make sure none of the connections are touched. You don't have nothing connected right now. All right, so now we're going to take this, we're going to touch this on the positive, right? That switch is not connected right now, guys. And then we're going to take the last one, and we're going to connect it to, on the coil, see there on the last one, we're going to go to 3. So this would be like if it was in your car, you have a ground and you have power just sitting there until that switch is connected. So now we're going to connect this to, that's one's on, well, I should have switched that around, right? So we do a negative. That one right there. There we go. And we got 1 to the negative, right? Right, guys? So now we're going to connect the switch out. You see, now we're going to connect this hot wire to the coil, which we did the first thing, right? And if it's working, that this test light should energize. And you know that when you've seen it before, what it looks like when it turns on, what it looks like. If it was really dim, you would have a kind of a resistance. But we tested it before we even did this. So we are going to connect it, and if this lights up, the relay should be good. See, you have a good relay, guys, just with the test light and some jumper wires. Very simple, guys. And that's how it works, guys. It's just it sends lower current to control higher current. So it just, so with an old switch, it would melt because it would just have a lot of amps, or like headlights back in the olden days. They didn't really have relays. They did, but they just used switches, and it would end up melting the connection because the amperage is so high. So they use these for higher amperage. Like this is a 70 amp relay because it controls low amps to control high amps. So there you go, guys. I hope that this helps you out. Please like and subscribe. And guys, if you could just buy the stuff in the description. Give me a super chat to help me out the channel out, because I can do more videos, and send a comment, guys, if this helped you out, and give me some more ideas and try to figure out some other stuff to give you out, so this will help you out. All right, guys, remember to be safe and watch your connections, and wear safety goggles and gloves, and just be safe, guys, and make sure when you're doing voltage, be careful. All right, guys, please like and subscribe. Bye. Thanks for watching Big Rig Fix. Say like and subscribe.
Hey everyone, Jacob here. And I want you guys to like and subscribe on Ryan's Big Rig and Fix. So, I hope you had a great time. See ya.
He's the one that helped me out in recording.
Yeah, I helped out. See ya.